What's up, YouTube? Eugene here. So I want to do a Perfume Unplugged. It's been a long time since we've done one of these, so a couple of issues or subjects I want to tackle. There was a comment in last night's video asking, again, can a man wear Shalimar? So we'll talk about that. I'll share my scent of the day, which is Bel Respiro. Don't mind my fingernail. I'm sorry if it disgusts some of you, but I did smash it at work. So that is dry blood underneath that is healing. This nail is about to break off and the new one is growing underneath. I can feel it as we speak. I've got the latest and greatest submission or modification, not a submission. It's a very slight tweaking of the first perfume that Antoine and I are working on together. So this is possibly the very final modification before we sign off. And I'll share that with you. I'll open that with you guys together. And Bakhoor, I'm burning Bakhoor, so we'll talk about this as well. But first, let me get into my scent of the day. And I woke up today. I had no idea what I was going to wear last night, but I woke up today and I looked outside and it was cold, it was wet, it was gray, the sky was empty. I couldn't see any clouds or blue or sun. It was just empty, cold, gray sky. It was raining and it felt very aloof, and I knew immediately it was going to be a Chanel because they are, they are aloof and sterile and just they're funny like that. A lot of the older Chanels, they feel empty to me, very cold. And I think what best translates that for me is Bel Respiro. Bel Respiro is very green and earthy. It's damp air. It's cold earth. And it just hits home for me like that. I don't necessarily love Bel Respiro for the way it smells, which I do. I enjoy the way it smells immensely, but I love it for the way it makes me feel because it stirs something within me much deeper than most other perfumes. So that is my connection to Bel Respiro. I love the way it makes me feel, and I love the picture that it paints in my head is one of the eternal moment of right now. The changing of seasons in between, let's say, winter and spring, and summer and fall. So almost that, the feeling of decay of the earth. It's getting wet. Water is getting drenched in the ground, so leaves are falling off trees, they're dying, things like that. It smells very earthy and of decay. A lot of orris, very powdery, green, slightly leathery, kind of the niche number 19. And I love it. I absolutely love it. This has become one of my all-time favorite perfumes. And I don't just say that, I actually wear this. I wear this quite consistently. I enjoy wearing the hell of it. I think it's just so me. It fits me. It's not, there's very little sweetness in it. And it's earthy. It's green, earthy, and powdery. The things that I love and enjoy in a perfume. And I love that it's just so weird, and it's not weird. It's surreal. It's real. It reminds me of nature and the present moment and just living in solitude, away from all the bullshit of the constructs of society. And it reminds me of living without bias, living with unconditional love, and just living in the moment, And I'm talking something about something very specific. I'm not going to say what. Maybe you guys can figure it out, and if you do, write it down in the comments. And I'm going to do another video on Bel Respiro because I think it's definitely worth talking about. So in the moment, in the eternal moment, the present moment of right now, and it's only right now. That's what it reminds me of. There's no yesterday doesn't exist, tomorrow doesn't exist. It's just right now. And I'm not going to say because it can get a little bit, it could cause a little bit of debate. That I don't want to go there right now. I want to talk about perfume. Shalimar, so I get this quite often. But how can you wear Shalimar? I don't know the exact nature of the comment, but it's basically like, can men wear Shalimar? The guy seemed kind of confused. And, my question is, what is your concern? What is your insecurity about wearing Shalimar? Why can't you wear Shalimar is my question to you, because it's marketed towards women. I'm not sure. Do you like this smell? If you like this smell, by all means, go and wear whatever it is you like. Do not live by the limited beliefs of others that other people expect from you. Expectation is only going to cause you, living under expectation by the things by other people are only going to cause you to suffer. So if you enjoy Shalimar, which you should, regardless if you're a man or a woman, straight, bi, gay, I don't fucking care, wear it. Wearing Shalimar, wearing a fragrance marketed towards women is not going to have your junk fall off. You're not going to turn gay. And if you're gay, it's not going to turn you straight. Nothing is going to happen except for you're going to enjoy a perfume which you once thought you weren't able to. I kind of struggled with that early on, and it was nothing holding me back except for this false barrier that I had put up myself, that I can't wear a women's fragrance because it was sold in the women's aisle. So even though I like this smell of Coco Mademoiselle, I thought, oh, this is really nice, but I could never wear it because it's pink and it's marketed towards women and it's got Mademoiselle. Well, boy, was I wrong, because now I wear that more often than I'll reach for a men's designer fragrance. And you don't see this separation of gender as much in niche. Some niche brands still do it, but it's more in on the designer level, and that's a way for them to market these perfumes. So they're pushing, it's a way for them to sell more perfumes. But ultimately, and it's not even like clothes. If you're a man and you want to wear a dress, by all means, go for it. If you want to wear lipstick, go for it. You're not hurting anybody. But this stuff is visible. You will be judged. People might mock you. And if you're okay with that, do whatever pleases you. But perfume is invisible. Nobody will know what you're wearing. And scent itself is very subjective. Who's to say what a woman smells like? Should a woman smell sweet, fruity, floral, powdery? I don't know. There's some men's fragrances that do the exact same thing. If I'm going to reach for designer fragrances, chances are the majority of the time I prefer something marketed towards women, because that's what I enjoy. So I wear it. I wear it without any insecurity, without any apprehension. I don't worry. It's never even a thought. It's not a conscious thought in my mind throughout the day that I'm wearing a woman's fragrance and I should be weary of it. No, because I enjoy it, and that's all that matters. I'm not hurting anybody. Majority of the time, I think a lot of the people enjoy the fragrances that I do wear. So, and also, perfume for me is art. I don't wear it to be noticed. I wear it to enjoy the beauty of it. The same way that you go to the museum and you look at a piece of art on the wall. Can you assign a gender to it? Can art be seen as masculine or feminine? And the same can be said of music. Can you genderize music? Can you genderize poetry? Can you genderize literature? Chances are it's going to be quite difficult. In this society, I wouldn't be surprised if they find a way to do it to sell you more product. But, perfume is such a small purchase. If they could, they would genderize us vehicles and bigger objects, but there's just not enough money to go around. But since perfume is it's very consumable, it's relatively inexpensive, so that's what they do. they market it towards men and women to sell more of it. You know, by all means, if you love Shalimar or Mitsuko or Number 5 or any woman's perfume for that matter, wear it. Wear it proudly. That's what I say. That's my take on this. And I've done a video on can men wear women's fragrances. Just search that on YouTube and it'll pop up. Bakhoor. I've recently discovered Bakhoor. Bakhoor, I don't know. I think it sounds like they're calling it Bakhoor, so I try and respect that. But I was at the mall recently looking for a new cell phone, and cell phone prices have completely changed, or the plans have completely changed since I've last gotten a cell phone. And I was like, yeah, no, I got to think about this. And I was out, and as I was walking through the mall, I walked past this Middle Eastern store, and the scent coming out of the store drew me in. It was really beautiful. I didn't really jive with the colors. They use a lot of golds, and gold isn't my thing. I like whites and blacks and very simple earth tones. Besides the point, though, I really like this smell, and I asked him, what is that smell? I thought it was an incense, and he explained to me that it was a Bakhoor, and it is a sort of incense, a type of incense, oud, whatever it is. This isn't the one I'm currently burning. The one I'm burning now, I took it to work, and I brought the charcoals to work, and I light them there. And I've been doing that for the past couple days, and the Bakhoor has been getting a lot of attention. The guys there are really enjoying it. Some of them say it smells like you're calling the dead. And I never thought of that. I thought it was quite funny, but I enjoy it. It smells almost like a rose oud to me, the one I'm burning at work. I have no idea what it is because it is in Arabic. And I can't read that, so I don't know if there's a flavor or a scent to it. I don't know if somebody can read that and translate. That would be great. But I don't know what this is. I don't know even what kind of quality this is, if this is good or bad. I'm just getting into this, and I'm enjoying it. I do burn it at home. The charcoal has been a pain in the ass. I must have bought some cheap charcoal. It does not light. So I've been lighting this stuff on my stove. Literally, I'll drop some tin foil on my stove, and I don't recommend anyone at home do this. I've just been dropping little bits in there, and it fills the house. Not only does it fill my apartment, but the next day I go to work, and when I come home in the evening, 12, 15 hours later, I can smell, not in my apartment, but outside by the elevator in the hallway where I had burned Bakhoor from the night before. So it is very noticeable and very transparent. I mean, very heavy, not transparent. Very strong smell. My incense does that too. I burn incense sticks, and I'll come home from work the next day, so a full day has gone since I burned stuff, and I can smell it still lingering in the hallway. So I don't know, I'm just really enjoying this. It's just so Arabic, like walking into an Arab house or something, and that's what it reminds me of. Is it's just really dark and heavy and smoky and slightly gothic and incensey, meditative, churchy, maybe like a mosque. I don't know, but I'm just getting into this. But if there's better stuff, I will certainly be looking for Bakhoor. I imagine this is only going to lead to high-grade, expensive ouds. We'll see. Okay, lastly, I have saved this for last. This had literally just come in. Actually, I had to go pick it up from FedEx, and Antoine and I have been working. It's been quite hectic the last few weeks. I've been a little bit stressed out. I won't even lie. But things are coming together. They're coming together brilliantly. This is. At once I thought this was kind of like there was a couple of roadblocks, and I was like, they're not really roadblocks. They're just more like obstacles that I have to overcome and learn. And once I do figure things out, they'll come more easily and naturally. So it's all a learning experience. It's all a curve that I got to get used to. But This is a modification of the first perfume. Perfume 2 and Perfume 3 are done. They're signed off. I don't know what an official sign off, but we have both agreed that they are done. And this is Perfume 1, which I consider the most important for my brand. For me, this is it's really me trying to interpret one of the most profound experiences of my life. So it is very important to me, and I know it's important for him to really capture the essence of that. And the last modification he had sent me, which was about 2 weeks ago, I came out of FedEx, I got in my car, I tore into the package, I sprayed it, and I screamed like in absolute delight. I couldn't believe what I was smelling. He had totally, it's like he had come into my mind and knew exactly what I wanted, and he's captured that and he's created it. The last time he sent me 3 modifications. From that, you know, from the one that I liked most, we've every single time agreed on which one we both like. So up until now, every single time he sends me 3 fragrances, and I will pick one. From that, we'll work on. We'll talk about it. We'll discuss. We come on a WhatsApp call, so we talk face to face. You know, he lets me know how France is, how Paris is doing, and with the whole lockdown thing, and what kind of things he's doing or what's he up to, and I'll share the same. And then we'll talk about perfumes, and it's usually for about an hour or so. And I'll tell him what I'm smelling, what I'm feeling, how I feel about the perfume, and he'll share his sentiments. And he usually sends 3. I pick one, we discuss it, we make the changes, and he'll send another 3. And from those 3, again, we'll have the same conversation. I will pick one, and from that, he sends another 3. So there's a lot of work involved for him. It's easy for me to say, I want it to smell like this, I want it to feel like that, I want the colors and contrasts and all the other bullshit, and it's much more difficult for him to actually, visualize that, kind of make, kind of make an ingredients list and put it all together. But he's been great so far. He's been absolutely brilliant. I can tell you that. And it's been nothing but a pleasure and a joy. So here, you know, we had agreed on the last one, and I was so excited for the perfume. I thought it was absolutely brilliant. I'm in love with it. And we talked for about an hour almost, and I mentioned one thing to him, and he was like, "Oh, he's such a perfectionist. He wanted to retweak it just slightly." So I imagine these are both very similar to what we had working. And I don't want to say what it was. It's not a secret, but I'll say later if anyone's interested. So I had told him what the issue was, even though it's not really an issue for me because I like that sort of thing, but being the perfectionist, you know, he just wanted to work on it. And that doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be one of these. I can go back to the last modification if I like. But here are the last 2. And these are getting bigger. These used to come in 5 mil. These are actually, it looks like 10 mil sizes now. Quite nice. All right, I'm going to spray one of these, and I'm not going to say anything. Okay, so the change must be so small because I can't even notice it. To me, I feel like I'm still smelling the last modification here. But it's exactly what I wanted him to capture. And I can't wait to share this with the world. To me, perfume is art, and it's all about expressing yourself. And that's exactly what I wanted to do, and that's what he's done for me. So anyway, these probably won't be launched until next year sometime. That's what we're looking at. The earliest, January, February. It won't be this year for sure, for those of you that have been asking and questioning. So this year, absolutely not. There's still a lot to do. After this, they need to go for regulatory studies, which are going to take a few months, stability testing, and all other kinds of things. But as far as my job is done, I've done the creation process is done, and now they're just going for pretty much a regulatory test in order for them to be sold in EU legally. Thanks, EU. Anyway, there you go. Perfume Unplugged. It's been a while since we've spoke like this. I love talking about perfume, so I can talk about perfume, for days and days and days and the rest of my life, which I hopefully will be doing. So if you have any questions or comments, drop them down below. I love seeing your faces. Love seeing your questions. Love the interaction. And thank you as always. We will see you again very soon, hopefully in a live stream.